What is happening, fishers? Dean here from Untraceable Fishing, here tonight with Don from Bullmoria Fishing Tackle, and welcome to Tackle Tuesday. Tonight, Don, I see we have the biggest assortment. I didn't even know there were so many braids available.
Yeah, this is pretty much most of the braids Bullmoria carries. And a lot of guys ask what braid should we buy and why should we buy it. And we started out at a cheapie here we're going to discuss first.
Yeah.
And we're going to end up at a braid well over $1,000.
Yeah.
So I think it's a worthwhile discussion.
Yeah.
And I think we can share our experiences, which I think you and I have been through pretty much we've tried a lot of these.
I've got fished in some nice braids. I've fished in some horrible braids in
Absolutely.
my life.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to start off from the tiniest one. You can do the next one. Okay.
Go for it.
Okay. Little Boss Finesse braid. It comes in 8s, 10, 12, 15, and 20 pound. Orange or green. 200 meters.
Beautiful. All you need for your little reels.
Think about $150 odd.
Yeah.
You know, finesse application, I've got one like river lure casting reel.
Yeah.
I've used it now for about 3 years on it. I've heard of 10 kg carb coming out in this, zero issues. It's strong. Its strands are almost like a loose weave, but they're 3-strand, but they're big strands. You know, they're not minute little strands. It fishes exceptionally well. You must bear in mind though as well that your braid this is my 2 cents, must match your application.
Correct.
I've been using a 10 pound. My soft little Moby rod, my 2,500 size reel, and my 15 pound mono leader, I can't put mega pressure on them. So a little 10 pound braid.
That's all you need.
Is all I need. As long as it's thin and cast far, I'm happy.
Correct.
Boom. You know, and I can highly recommend. Freshwater or river application, certainly. I've even taken mine into the gullies, 10 pound, and I've had no issues.
Brilliant.
So,
listen, light lures, very light lures, brilliant casting.
Walk the dog type thing
At a little casting day we had a couple of months back, we had we fished 4 different braids.
Yeah.
All of the guys that hit the target, believe it or not, we're using the little setup with that on. So
nothing
it just
wrong
shows you.
At all.
Then we're going to move on to the next most affordable braid in the market, guys. The Boss Connect, not Boss, sorry Boss.
Loomis.
The Loomis Connect, guys. Very new braid in the market. It's an 8-strand braid. So you're looking at about $200 here, $199.
What's quite cool, also available in 150 meters.
Yeah.
So for guys trying out the first time.
Cool. So you're looking at $200 for 300 meters of braid, guys. Comes also with a free little pair of scissors. Feedback, I haven't fished with it personally yet. The feedback's been quite good. No negative feedback this far on it.
Yeah, I've had a couple of guys in the rock. We had a couple of feedback. We've got these WhatsApp groups going, which is they talk a lot of stuff about product. And the 20 pound, the guys in the rocks said they're
a little bit shy of what they need.
But the 30 pound, they said is strong as houses. So again, you need to match the diameter and breaking strain to the application. Rock and surf, you should be looking at 30 to 40 pound braids.
I wouldn't be fishing 20 pound too much on the rocks. No matter what braid I'm using.
It's a lure casting braid.
Yeah, no matter what I'm using. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to look at the next one in the.
Should you want to throw me? Because I've actually got some.
Here we go. Yeah.
Okay. Pearline Surf Pro 9-strand, pink or yellow.
Yeah.
I've got some of this I've been using 30 pound for the lure casting.
Okay.
Pretty good experience so far. It is fairly thin. I don't think it's quite as thin as the branding dictates, but pretty thin. It's got a little bit of a strand. I can feel the strand, but so far strong.
Yeah. 0
wind knots. It's held up pretty well. I know that 40 and 50 pound, the guys caught some big sharks in them.
I've seen some phenomenal fish come out.
Some big fish have come out in these. Reasonably priced.
Yeah.
And then we're going to lump together quite a few of the braids here.
In the same price range.
This is one of the $400 odd braids. $399. 300 meters. Good, honest product. Yeah. I can't fault it. Color didn't fade off too much either. Yeah, pretty impressed.
Okay, guys, so we're going to move on to the next braids in that price point. I'm going to run through, I'm going to jump on the grinder. It's a braid I fished a lot. Some of my reels still have grind on. Phenomenal braid there. 40 pound is phenomenal to me. I like their 40 pound off the rocks. It holds up at abrasion resistance is great. I've got 30 pound on some of my reels that I'll fish off the surf with. On the rocks, I'd like 40 pound upwards on this. 40, sometimes pushing 50, but the 40 pound, you're getting decent amount of casting distance on it. A lot of strength and a decent amount of abrasion resistance on it. And you're also looking at the, what are we looking at? Also $299, $399, yeah, not $400.
Yeah. We had some of them on special.
The depth charge is quite a...
One of the color changing ones.
Yeah, the one color changing one is quite nice and affordable at the moment, $299. But a very good braid to look at. It's available in a huge variety of colors, guys. So if you the guy that likes different color braids.
Yeah, I think there's
grinder.
like 2 greens, 2 yellows, red,
There's a
blue.
There's a phenomenal
you
big
name it,
range. So grinder braid, definitely something to look at, guys. And I know they also make the grinder HD, which I don't have on the table yet. If you're looking for something that's slightly stronger for its
that's a very heavy non-head type braid. Yeah.
Braid. So they do make that as well.
Yeah, good product. We sell a ton of it, eh?
Yeah.
And of the amount we sell, most of the guys very happy, eh?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so we want to Boss Whisper. I've actually fished with the Boss Whisper.
Yeah.
And I actually fished with the 30 pound. What you were saying there, and I'm going to generalize here, it might sound bad, I'm not offending any product. The sub 400 buck braids, I find you need to be a little cautious on.
Yeah.
So we would normally go 30 pound on a premium braid. I'd perhaps go 40 pound there.
Step it up.
20 pound on a premium, I'd go 30 pound there.
Step it up.
I think there's a magic diameter where braids get strong enough to handle conditions. And the Whisper braid, soft, supple, wonderful, but 30 pound in the reef environment, I found a little.
I wouldn't suggest it either.
I'd probably go 40 or 50 pound. Ironically, after this, I went for quite a heavy 50 pound.
Yeah.
And if I lost more than 5 or 10 meters of my cast, is a lot. You actually don't lose as much as you think you do.
Okay.
And often on a slightly heavier braid, as we spoke about on our knots, you can sometimes go leaderless.
Correct.
So you've got no knot going through your guides.
And you can
actually gives you the distance up anyhow.
Make that distance
up.
So
there are thoughts, but anything under 400 bucks, generally don't go too ambitious on the braking strain. That's my 2 cents.
Okay, next in the line we have we got the Whisper.
The Whisper, yeah.
They make the slick braid. I've got it on 2 of my reels. Brilliant braid. I've got run the 60. I think it's a 65 pound on one of my non-end reels. Really strong stuff. Casts phenomenally well. Got a bit of I think it's a Teflon coating.
Yeah, it's a Teflon coating.
Teflon coating, so it runs through the guides extremely smoothly, guys. Also, I think it's a little bit thicker than what the Whisper is. I don't know which way I've got it around. Whisper, I pretty much prefer more of the lure casting.
I think so, yeah.
The lure casting and the slick of the bricks. It's got a good abrasion resistance, guys. For its price, I'd definitely put it up there.
I think it feels a little harder.
It is a little bit
in
stiffer.
A good way.
In a good way, yeah.
In a good way.
So that's also a very good choice, guys, in that 400 Rand category for 300 meters. And then we're going to go into the next one. It's all yours, Don.
Okay, so basically they took the Boss Slick braid, which we all know, and they've brought out an HP version, which stands for high pitch.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about a tune here. It's literally the way the 8 strands are woven.
But tighter.
They're woven tighter in a different spindle, and it gives a rounder profile.
Yeah.
Rounded profile should cast further through your guides, should lay better on your reel as well to improve casting distance. And a little more abrasive resistance in that you haven't got these odd strands. It's more of a unified line. And very similar in price. One I'd certainly suggest trying. Eh?
Yeah. And then next in the Boss lineup, we have their Highlight. It's their multicolored braid. So I might be mistaken on how many meters this one changes. If it's 10 meters, I think this one's every 10 meters, I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
It changes color. You say, why you want a braid that changes color every 10 meters? Well, a lot of the lure fishermen, if you're throwing some sort of lure or vertically fishing,
jigging in particular,
or lure casting, you might be getting bites at a certain color. So when you're reeling, your spool might be yellow, and you'll find you're getting your bites at yellow. So that's the depth that the fish are pretty much. It just gives you a gauge of what depth you're catching your fish at, guys. So you don't have to waste time fishing unnecessary depth in the water column. So that does help the guys go a long way.
Maybe if you're bragging, you can cast 150 meters. This is one to kind of check.
One way to prove it. And it does look really funky if you surf casting. The line changing color on your reel, it does look quite sick.
I like it a lot.
So that's another one to look at, guys. The guys that are doing jigging and lure casting, the Highlight braid, the color changing braid.
Okay. Anyone who's looked at any recommendations I've given as to what braid to buy in recent years, I'm afraid to say DNA
by JDB.
30 pound. It is not the thinnest 30 pound on the market.
Yeah.
It is the strongest 30 pound on the market.
Phenomenal stuff.
I've used this stuff in the rocks. I've got the same 300 meters now. I must be down to about 200 odd meters on it. So I've got backing of all the other stuff below it. This stuff is as strong as houses. I was casting yesterday using a 6-ounce sinker on my rod and a whole sardine and no leader. And I was casting straight on the 30 pound. This stuff I will go over any reef with confidence.
100%.
The only time I've had any snap-offs has actually been dry snap-offs where the rocks have been above the water. And then unfortunately,
and stuff
nothing can help me on that. But in the water, durability, 100% Danimi.
Yeah.
It's not a PE Perline braid.
Or is it
polyethylene?
Polyethylene, great.
It's a Danimi braid. no fade whatsoever. Available in a green, dark green, light green, and black is beautiful.
Full.
I love the black. That to me is probably the only braid I will use consistently for rock and surf in the rest of my life.
Correct, yeah.
I have fallen in love,
And it's
committed, bought the wedding ring, we're engaged.
I agree with you there fully.
Yeah.
And now we're looking at about 700 Rand for 300 meters, guys. A bit more.
It's getting a bit out.
300 yards, you say, get a bit more expensive. But you say, why would you pay 400 Rand, 700 Rand? In the long run, you're probably going to save more money. You'd have to place that braid 2 or 3 times before you replace the braid.
Mine's in my third season, my third year now.
And you're going to lose a lot. Snapping up, you're going to only start snapping your sinker snoots, and not snapping your main lead and stuff. So JDB also do another one, the Ultra Tough.
The Ultra Tough was just prior to the DNA. Got a massive reputation. Yeah. The guys who fish competitive anglers love this stuff. The bright yellow, I think, is certainly a bonus.
Yeah, it helps
and
see at night.
In the rocks and that, certainly, again, a great braid. None of the JDBs ever claim to be the thinnest thing on the planet. But they are what's called an American spec braid.
So they break way above their...
Yeah, in America, everything's got to be bigger and better.
Of course.
So if they claim 40 pound, it actually means it snaps like 60 pound.
Great.
That's kind of the way they roll. And good stuff. The opposite of that is Japanese spec braid, which we'll look at just now. But I like the Ultra Tough. If you're on a budget, $4.99.
It's going to be a very good price to most. That's unbelievable.
It's a good buy for that.
And then the other braid JDB also have is the Ultra Tech. So you got pretty much the DNA, Ultra Tough, the high abrasion version, and the Ultra Tech, which is a slightly thinner diameter, more for surf casting and things like that. In essence,
it's a good lure casting braid as well.
Also very good lure casting.
What's quite cool about Ultra Tech is almost supple.
Yeah, a little bit softer.
Goes right down to 8 pound.
Yeah,
you can get the lure,
the lighter stuff.
The 8 and 12 pound in it. So the lure casters love this stuff. It's a good lure casting braid.
So JDB, I think if you're buying anything JDB wise, you're definitely not going wrong, guys.
No, for sure. Forgive the cough.
Okay, then we're going to move on to Shimano's Kariki.
Do I do the Kariki?
That's all yours,
okay, Kariki.
Definitely the most beautiful, best packaging of the lot, though.
Best packaging of the lot. 300 meters. On special at the moment, $4.99.
Yeah.
So not cheap, but not uber expensive. This is the multi-color strand. One comes in a few different colors. The report backs from the guys I've had so far very good.
Yeah, I haven't had anything.
I've heard good things. I know Jared at Pomoria has been trying some. I'm yet to actually explore it and try it, which I'm very keen to do. It'll probably be one of my go-to lure casting braids. Yeah. In lure casting, I'm looking for very different characteristics to rock and surf braid.
100%.
I'm looking for suppleness,
something
and
softer.
Yeah, that's my two. And it's a Japanese spec braid. Very honest in the packaging diameters as well. It's not uber thin, but I think a good all-rounder. Honest in the breaking strain as well. Fantastic product. The jigging guys, if you're jigging offshore, you're looking for the larger fish. The stuff goes up to like 100 pound, 120 pound. Yeah. Normally about a 65 pound does it. The color changing every 10 meters does it. It ticks a lot of boxes. And I think quality control and consistency
does it.
Worth the extra $100 over some of the base ones. So yes, still to be tested, but so far 100% positive. I haven't heard a single negative yet.
Fantastic. Okay, then we're going to move on to some. I think the next tier of braids, price wise.
So far, we've topped out there at $6.99, which is not cheap.
Yeah, it's not cheap. Yeah,
and some of these are getting to now more than that.
Yeah,
and you need to start getting special to spend more money than that. But let's have a look at some options here.
Okay, first of all, the Power Pro. I know they've been around for a good couple of years and a very, very popular braid.
Yeah. The Americans love this stuff.
Yeah, it's one of the and it's been around as one of the first braids that came out, and it's been, I think, since day one, it's been brilliant.
There are quite a few versions of it.
Yeah,
we do stock a few versions of it. I'll give you that much. Claims to fame though. Why am I spending
1,000 Rand?
$9.99. $9.99. $1,000.
Yeah.
Made in the USA.
Yeah, it's going to be US specs, so it's going to be a bit probably stronger than most other things out there.
But made in the USA means my poor Rand didn't buy me much.
Correct.
Okay. It's a lure caster's dream.
Yeah.
I think very thin, very round. So the quality control extremely good. Probably mainly a lure caster's dream.
Yeah. I wouldn't be throwing that off the bricks in a hurry either.
No, at that price.
No, you want your line to last.
But if you're going up to Gabon or something like that, and you may be targeting GT off the beach, maybe some 50 pound, and this would be a good way to go.
Something you want to look at.
There's also something like the Kariki would have been doing on a budget at half the price though. So I don't know. Well coated, good stuff, good reputation.
100%.
Myself doesn't bounce my bubble to the nth degree. the lust that I have to try it is not exceptionally high.
Correct.
I'm being negative, but there's one that's coming back.
Okay.
More of them available than they used to be.
Are they more available?
They
guys,
kind of sounds like they're back.
Berkeley Whiplash 8. This stuff is phenomenal. I fished with it. Listen, I cannot. Berkeley, well flippin' done. This stuff is been around for a good couple of years. It was the Whiplash, normal Whiplash, I think, in the beginning.
Yep.
Super, super strong stuff, guys. Very, very thin diameter for its breaking strain. Yep. Like uber crazy, if Don's words, uber thin. This stuff is super thin. It's a brilliant, brilliant braid backing. If you want to put backing on, you get a lot of hundreds of meters on for a little bit of space. I know that
my only criticism of it, the only criticism I've got is the packaging. They're a bit over ambitious in the vernier. Besides that, it's a phenomenal product.
It's a phenomenal braid,
it's
guys.
thin, it's strong, the quality control seems to be exceptional.
Yeah.
It's an exceptional product.
Yeah.
And very proven.
Yeah.
It's got a track record. It's not like the new kid on the block here. This stuff
is proven.
We know is good.
I'm glad because I've got some guys at fishing. Some of my clients said to my 85 job, and they're like, they don't know what they're going to do because Whiplash you can't get anymore. So they're going to be super stoked when.
It sounds like the whole range is slowly getting back by the sounds of it.
I know there's some guys that bought like 10 spools and sitting in their cupboards and things like that. So they're going to be super stoked. They swear by it, and off the bricks too. They love this for their little bluefish fishing and silvers and things like that.
Price wise, I haven't got my.
So you're looking at about the same. You're looking at about 1,000 rand on 300. This is 300 meters at least, so 328 yards.
Yeah. One thing to be aware of, some of the braids here, like the JDBs, come in 300 yards.
Yeah.
That's about 270 meters.
Correct. Yeah.
So you're a little short-changed.
Yeah.
Just be aware of that.
You won't feel it when you're filling up your reel.
No, but just be aware of it when you're trying to work out.
Rand per meter does make a difference.
No, but also work out how much braid I'm going to need and how much backing I'm going to need. And that it makes a bit of a difference.
Correct.
Okay, then Dawa J braid.
Also phenomenal braid, used all over the country with great success.
Worldwide, actually.
Worldwide, yeah.
Got a hang of a reputation. Yeah. They'd also do a very nice color changing one, which the deep sea guys seem to enjoy fairly well.
And a bit easier than on the pocket than the ones we just described.
Yeah,
I see there.
$7.99. Okay. So not super cheap, 300 meters and stuff. Interesting. It actually looks a little ropey.
Yeah. It's not really coated too much.
You know, it's an interesting thing. Braid is such a subjective thing. There's some of the braids here are so smooth.
Yeah.
And some of them have got a rougher texture.
More like a ropey feel.
Like how they've woven them feels rougher. It doesn't actually seem to affect that much as far as casting and that goes, though. But us lure casting guys in particular, I love a smoother braid. Yeah. I don't know
silky
why.
Smooth, yeah.
Silky smooth. I think in my head it's going further.
Yeah.
You know, but J-Braid got a solid reputation.
Definitely do.
There's a J-Braid Grand, which we haven't seen locally on our shores yet, which is apparently better, and there's a tournament one as well.
Okay.
So Dawa is one of the leading manufacturers worldwide in braid. They cannot be ignored. Yeah. If you're a Dawa man through and through, maybe your Dawa reel deserves some J-Braid.
The nice thing, if you do have a Dawa reel, you can go onto Dawa's website and they can tell you exactly how much J-Braid that particular reel takes.
Yes,
which is fantastic.
So you get the exact spec matchup, which is quite cool as well.
That is fantastic.
I like that. Yeah. That's a cool idea.
Okay, guys, and then we're going to move on to what I think we're going to call these the exotic braids.
The specialist braids.
The specialist braids, the highly specialist braids.
Was it you or me? Is it?
Well, I don't. Okay, guys. So let's go. Nomad Design, guys. If those of you know Nomad, they make some of the most phenomenal lures
in the world. In the world. Boom.
I think they part of BKK, backed by BKK. I don't know sure how it works, but Nomad, listen, the best lures in the world, and they've come out with a tough lock 9-strand. I see. Japanese technology. So I'm reading this, guys. I've never even seen this braid. It's the first time I've seen it. It's got something called Hydro Slick. Should we open this? Let's get a little feel here, Don.
Yeah, for sure. Get a feel. Okay, while you're doing that, if you haven't had a chance to look at the Nomad story, they've got some amazing videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
That talk about the development of the product. Like there's one called the Odyssey series and that. And all about there were actually some South African guys involved there as well. And they set up these fishing around Comores and that.
Yeah.
And they had to deal with the pirates. But these guys are world leading fishermen.
Yeah. And
this is the product they put their name to behind.
I've seen they do a lot of testing with how the way the fishes attack the lures and stuff underwater.
Absolutely. Interesting braid. Ooh, that feels nice.
It's a very nice feeling braid. And I thought this was the uber expensive one. So this one you're looking at about $800, guys, on 300 meters. So not too bad.
I think for a lure caster, that color changing, I like the blue, purple, orangey story. That looks very lekker.
The 9-strand will obviously create a super round profile, so you'll get a bit of better distance on your lures.
Improved casting and line there, they're claiming. It's 300 yards again, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ticks the boxes there.
So it's definitely a braid to look at, guys. It's
Well,
definitely one I
certainly
wouldn't mind trying.
if I was throwing lure,
Yeah.
possibly in the deep sea environment as well.
Yeah.
I think when
So
you,
some plugs and
I
things
think
like
when
that,
you're
or
starting
jigging.
to, when you're starting to think and dream about large game fish,
Yeah, this is the type of
that's
stuff.
when the higher end braids here. You've bothered to go to Mozambique or
Bahamas,
Gabon or
wherever
Angola. You don't want to have a braid fail on you.
Correct.
So that's kind of where we headed, yeah. Am I doing the next one?
Go for it.
I'll do
Oh,
the
that
next one.
legendary. You can do that one.
Okay, suffix 832. If you read any forum on any of like sealine.co's or any of the older fishing forums, what's the recommended braid? It's the only one I'll ever use. Like the last 10 years, this was the first accepted quality braid on our market. There's still guys that use it today.
Yeah.
It's got quite a following. I think they revamped the packaging in recent times.
Yeah.
This is my slightly older packaging. It's not thin.
Yeah. But
It's ropey. But
it
it's
is
strong and abrasive resistant as all hell.
Listen, if you go into Google now, this evening right now, and go Google the top 10 braids in the world, no matter where you are, this is coming up in the top 10,
Absolutely.
100%.
And available in a range of diameters as well. Price special now at $6.99.
That's not bad at all. That's very
not
good.
too bad for what it is. If I was a mussel cracker in the reefiest spots around the country, I'd consider.
This is the abrasion resistance of this stuff is.
Put it this way,
level.
I think DNA and this would have a ding dong battle.
Yeah.
They're in that similar family of braids, if you want to call it that. Doesn't cost super far though. I think the DNA probably costs a little bit better.
But the abrasion resistance
but
is next level.
This is the maxima of braids.
Braids,
it's the tough one. And some guys like the £20 for the lure casting in it. If you're going for things like yellowtail, mussel cracker, dirty fish,
something to definitely look at.
Certainly shortlist. But I know one we've spoken about.
Okay, we're going to go into our favorite. Listen, guys, I'm a fan of Berkeley. I do like Berkeley. It's Berkeley's 9-strand braid. I don't know how you pronounce that. Tressy. Also a phenomenal braid, guys. But now we're starting to look at the pricey stuff. Looking at 1,100 Rand for 328 meters or 300 yards, guys. Phenomenal 9-strand. What does 9-strand means? The braid will have a super, super round profile. This stuff pretty much ticks all the boxes, guys. It's like got decent abrasion resistance, cast distance, nice supple braid. I think it's probably one of the softest braids in this sort of class. So it will feel you. And it's quite thin for, what is it, 30 pounds. It's not too thick for 37 pounds. They've got a bit different ways of measuring things.
Okay, I actually have to address that.
Yes.
Okay. We actually had a massive debate.
Breaks at 37 pounds.
We had a massive debate with our sales staff a little while ago, sending the wrong braid to a guy. On the packaging here, it says 20 pound test.
But it breaks at 37 pounds.
9.1 kg, which is cool. 328 yards or 300 meters. Cool. And then to confuse the daylights of everybody, they got the stats here, breaks at 37 pounds, 17 kilo. I don't even know why they're saying that there.
Yeah.
Some guys say, oh, the 20 pound is like a suggestion, but it's actually 37. You know, 30 pound DNA snaps at 55 pound.
Yeah.
But I know that it's called 30 pound.
Yeah.
You know, let's not confuse people. Basically, what they're saying here, though, is it's thin and snaps with a high breaking strain.
Yeah. It's 20 pound braid, guys.
Simple language. But I'm afraid American boys, sometimes as South African guys get confused.
I wouldn't.
Dude, don't confuse us.
I wouldn't hold it to snapping at 37 pounds. I think that's probably the highest rating it's ever snapped.
Tested. No, for sure. I think they do also have a high quality control.
Yeah.
It's a good product.
Yeah.
You're not going to get bad batches of stuff. Not that we see bad batches too often, but again, in the sub 400 Rand ones, the likelihood of a bad batch does escalate slightly. But we're still talking about one roll over every 5,000 probably.
So the high-end braid, the more money they're going to put back into development and testing and things
check
like that.
The machines and things. It's just
correct.
a little more refined. Then we get
this looks very Japanese.
It's a very weird packaging.
It's quite attractive though. It's almost like
I
anime.
know owner hooks are like the king.
Oh, that brilliant stuff.
And lure casting owner is like the name. This is a new one we had the other day. I don't know if we received it.
Yeah. Kizuna.
Okay, 8-strand broad PE.
Yeah.
I have no idea what broad PE is. Okay, super braking strength and printing stability, intentional superb stretch. So the claiming it's got a bit of a stretch,
okay,
which is very interesting. ALB construction, which means it's got a spiral in the rep by the looks of it.
Should we have a look in here?
Let's take it out.
Take it out.
You can give me your 2 cents.
Okay.
I'll carry on reading the box in the weird Japanese. Okay,
Comes,
so they're
comes in a nice
claiming
spool.
super chartreuse is the color here. That's supposed to be a 15.3 kilo, which is a 34 pound.
Yeah.
But the main thing they're highlighting on the packaging is the 0.21 mil.
Well, it's thin. I can feel it's thin. I can feel it's thin, and it's super smooth.
So if we're talking about a 37 pound,
I'll try not to open this thing completely here, guys, but I'm trying to feel if they've got a bit of stretch. I can't really feel there. It does a little bit, eh?
Yeah, it's got a hint of stretch.
A little bit, it looks like
it,
which is quite nice for a change. First time I've had braid is a bit of a stretch.
So we've got a braid with a hint of a stretch. We've got a braid that's super thin. It looks really round. What are our pluses here? Who would that appeal to? A little bit of stretch. I think if I was going for game fish.
Yeah, I think this is
lures like a GT.
This is something that maybe Cavi and Briggsy would want to use.
Yeah, something that hits a fish that hits a large fish hitting a lure hard, like a tuna.
You might want that little bit of stretch just so you don't tear the hook out on the first bit.
Soaks it up, for sure. And I think this causes your knots and the hooks not to pop in there quite as easily. Thin, so it'll cast extremely far.
I think pretty much the shore-based big game anglers, guys eating, let's say GTs and big.
It's got an Izanas rating here, which is like a top. So fantastic stuff.
Yeah,
looks good. Made in Japan. Got owner hooks branding on it.
Yeah, so
the only negative, I'd love to try some from a lure casting.
Yeah.
1,100
bucks. Yeah, it's a lot of money, guys.
The Berkeley X9 was knocking in that price range as well. You've got to be committed to spend that amount of money.
Something you want to put on a rod that's, you're not going to be using meters of braid unless it gets spooled.
So if I'm summarizing anything more than 700 bucks, I'm getting to the field where I'm actually going to Gabon, going to Angola, going to UAE, Seychelles, Comores. I'm going for the fish of a lifetime, and the trips cost me 100,000 rand, and I don't mind spending a 500 bucks extra on the premium braid. Yeah. Does that more or less for you, sir, as
100%. So should we, if you had to pick a entry, medium, and top end, what did your 3 picks be?
Sure. Okay, purely because I like the technology and the development. I like it Boss HP.
Okay.
Under 400 bucks, to me that's my baby. I don't know what yours is.
Okay, so
you can choose the same one as well.
No, I'm just going for the Boss Slick because I use it and I fish with it. So I'm going to go. Those are 2 cheap end of the scale.
Cool.
I fish with it. I love it.
I think good value for buck.
I've never fished with that, but I love the stuff.
Good value for buck.
Yo, now we're going to grab the same one. Yeah, I know, but that's fine.
Yeah, I'm 100% DNA.
Okay, so there we go.
As I said,
I'm going to agree with Don there.
Mid-range, if you've got 700 bucks to spend, you cannot get a better braid. If you've got lure casting, a 15 pound, you'll drop shot, big cobbies out in that, no problem. If you're going stronger than 40 pound, you got beefy arms, dude, because I struggle to snap the 30 pound.
Well, I can't snap the 50 pound. I can't. I literally can't. I can't do it.
To give you an idea, I was getting hooked up on the weekend. I was bragging about my knots earlier. 30 pound, I got a 0.6 mil sinker trace.
And snapping before,
And it's snapping before the 30 pound braid.
Yeah, it shows you.
It's strong as houses. And that's 3-year-old braid. You know what I mean?
Okay, Don, if money was no object, budget was no object.
I mean, I like it.
You're going to hit it, eh?
The stretch technology, I can kind of see why you're putting a price tag like it on it.
100%.
Where the other ones just look like fancy.
Yes, yeah.
But okay.
I think I'm going to grab that one, guys. Never fished with it.
Okay, you like the colors, dude.
I like the colors. I think I'd give that a bash. And Nomad are designed for creating phenomenal products.
Last point, finesse lure casting braids, because that's a different application. Budget one? Yes. Okay, mid-range?
Oh, I don't know if that counts mid-range. I'll take that one. Kariki or the JDB? Yes.
What I like about both, they're available down to like 8 to 12 pounds, the lighter stuff. I haven't used either yet, so I can't give a full feedback. I'd probably go that one. Yeah. Okay, that's me.
Okay,
top end?
Top end. Oh, now I'm going to go.
We go back to where I was.
I'm going to grab that one again. For lure casting, I'm going to grab him. The Suffix.
Jeez, it's ropey. You can't cast that far.
I don't know about distance.
I'm going still on this one. I'm sorry. I'm stuck on this one.
Okay, guys. Well, anyway, thanks for joining us.
That's us on braid. Gladly hook us up your questions, answers, experiences on your braid. One thing I will say though, guys, don't fish with the braid and don't say, oh, it's junk. Check that you haven't overfilled your spool. Check that your spool is filled tightly as well. It doesn't have to be super tight that it strips your gears.
Great.
But ideally on a machine, or at least off another reel with a decent drag on it.
Correct.
So spool tightly is important. Check your guides as well.
Yeah.
crack or nick in the guides,
We'll
destroys
cut
braid.
through the best braid in the world.
Check your spool as well. Often a little nick or a scratch on your spool
Yeah.
can tie your braid off on a very regular basis. So before you just say, this braid's junk, it's a bad batch, check the other variables. Then also some spots you fish, they might just have little sharp edges.
You can put
know what you put there.
you can put 2 mil nylon out there. It's going to cut through it.
So be objective about the products.
Yeah.
There are other braids on the market that are also good. I think all braids kind of fall into categories.
Correct.
And we've got to be logical on
About
that.
them.
Generally, the more you spend, the better you get. But
To
a degree, there you're talking about a City Golf. Yeah, you're talking about a Audi. Yeah, you're talking about a Ferrari.
Right, correct.
They're all cars, though.
Correct. Anyway, guys,
Cool.
so I hope that gives you an in-depth view into the braids. If you've got any questions about any of the following braids, don't forget to drop us a message. And all these braids we did present you guys are all available at Bulmoria. So go check out.
And we try to keep the pricing as best we can. We're very competitive there. So
go check out the pricing on Bulmoria's website. Give them a like on Facebook. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Traceable Fishing on YouTube. Guys, check out the new merch, official t-shirts.
you got to do the turnaround again, dude.
I'll do the turnaround again.
Check
Fantastic
us
artwork
in
on the back, guys.
Like a cobby with a Rapala and Traceable logo.
Yeah.
Very
So
cool
these
stuff.
are
Nice apparel, eh? Very
nice apparel. I still can't pronounce it properly. But anyway, guys,
Okay.
shirts available exclusively at Bulmoria. Anyway, so from Dean from Untraceable Fishing and Don from Bulmoria Fishing Tackle, thanks for joining us for Tackle Tuesday.
Cheers.